What if I told you changing your mind is actually one of the bravest things you'll ever do? Because most of us don't see it that way, do we? We see changing our mind as being weak, like we've somehow gone back on our word and somehow failed. So instead, we double down. We stick with things we don't even believe in anymore just because we said it out loud one time. And the weird part is, no one's actually forcing us to do that. It's just the pressure that we put on ourselves. I've definitely felt this before. There's been times where I've said something with so much certainty. I'm not doing that again. I don't like that. I'm done with that person. And then, a few weeks later, everything changes. I remember I had a fallout with some friends. At the time, it felt like a really big deal. I didn't like what they said. I didn't like how things went. And in my head, that was it. We were done. I even said to somebody, I'm not being friends with them anymore. And I really meant it. But then, some time passed. One of us broke the ice, and if I'm being honest, I can't even remember who. And slowly, we started to talk again. Granted, it was a bit awkward at first, but it did get better. And eventually, we were just friends again, back to normal. But the strange part wasn't that. It was how I felt about it. Because I'd already told someone I'm done with them. So now I felt like I couldn't just go back on my word. Like I had to almost hide the fact that I'd changed my mind and we were back being friends. But then it finally came up. No one cared. There was no big argument. No, but you said this. It was just, oh, you're friends again. Nice. And that was it. And that's when it clicked for me. We make a much bigger deal out of changing our mind than anyone else does. I've had friends do the exact same thing. They'll say, I'm never doing that again. I'm done with that. And then, a couple of weeks later, they've completely changed their mind. And do you know what goes through my head? Not judgment, not disappointment, just they change their mind. And that's it. Even something as simple as food. Have you ever said that you really don't like something? Like, really made a point of it? And then you try it again one day and actually it's quite nice. And then you're sat there thinking, right, well, I can't admit that now. So you almost pretend you don't still like it. Just to stay consistent with something you said ages ago. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Because the truth is, you're not the same person you were a year ago, or even a month ago. Your experiences change, your perspective changes, and your confidence changes. So why wouldn't your opinions change too? Maybe you used to hate social situations, didn't like meeting new people. Maybe it made you feel a bit uncomfortable. So you built an identity around it. I'm just not that kind of person. But then over time, you work on yourself a bit and your confidence grows. And suddenly someone invites you out and instead of saying no, you actually think, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Now imagine turning that down just because of something you said about yourself a year ago. You'd be closing the door on a completely new experience. That's what happens when you don't allow yourself to change your mind. You don't stay consistent, you stay stuck, stagnant. So here's something that helped me. Whenever I catch myself holding on to something, just because I said it before, I ask myself these two questions. The first, is this still serving me today? And the second, would I think the same if I was seeing this for the first time? And if the answer is no, it's time to let that go. And honestly, being able to say, you know what, I was wrong, or I've changed my mind on that, that doesn't make people respect you less. It actually does the complete opposite. Because it shows that you're open, you're honest, you're growing as a person. And people can actually have a real conversation with you, and they'll respect you for that. Changing your mind isn't weakness. It's not failure. It's not inconsistency. It's growth. So if you can relate to this, I'd be curious. What's something you've changed your mind on? Or maybe it's something you feel like you should, but you're holding back. Let me know. And if you enjoy this kind of thing, you might want to stick around because there'll be more like this.